Hi there! Happy New Year! Back again, and well, our new year had started by now. Actually, this is recorded before New Year's, but it will go out afterwards. Put up a little bit of a picture here. Figured that would fit in well here in the new house. And also did a few other things, not too much inside. I did add a stand here for some clothes, probably put some rain clothes there, but also to put away my my work stuff here. Made a little bit of a flower stand there. Also brought over some more flowers, that sort of thing, and then I prepared out here. I started working on the bridge. And I figured out the curve here, and I figured out the side here, and what I wanted to start with doing today is sort of just go over what I have been doing with it and build the rest of it. So if we hop down here, you can see what I've been going for here is sort of a gatehouse on either side, and then a large building in the middle, and then I have a downwards curve that goes up towards the center, towards either side, and then there's sort of an arm out from the center building which supports the bridge portion. So what we'll do now is we will start by building this bit here, and to do that we need all the different kinds of wood. So those, and if we start by putting in the full blocks, they go like that, over here, and the last one goes here. Then we can put in the half slabs. Oops, if we just pop in under here so we're not jumping around. Won't do it. Like that. Then over here, same thing. And up here. Then we need the stairs. We need one on either side here. And then we're just filling in with the half slabs. So there we go. That's really how those are made, and the only thing that's really necessary then is to put in the stonework. As you can see there is the little bit of support. And it's basically in a point where there is the possibility of putting the slabs as well as connecting with the opposing side there. Other than that, well, I don't know if you noticed it at the time, but I have been doing some streaming here at New Year's. Of course, by the time I'm recording this, I haven't done it yet, but it will be shortly. Last year, I did some streaming, and the reason is usually at New Year's, I have someone to be together with. Like, I tried one year to be alone at New Year's, and I found out that it really doesn't work for me. It makes me quite depressed, so can't really do that. So last year, well, the places that I usually go is either my sister's place or friends. Before that I went to my parents, but my parents, they're sort of together with neighbors, and they're not really like doing anything that fits with my age. Like, they're mostly sitting around talking, eating. Not that I really go out and drink or anything, it's just it's a whole other generation, and it does feel a little weird when I'm the only one there. So rather than participate in that, I've been trying to find other places lately. But other than the one year where I didn't find anywhere, I have tried to come up with alternatives, and usually my sister or friends has been what has ended up happening. But last year No friends invited. Of course, I could have taken the initiative myself, but I didn't. Didn't really have the energy or mind for it. So that didn't happen. However, whoops. Come on. However, there was still my sister, but she told me not so long before that that year they just wanted New Year's for themselves. Just not doing anything, just being at home. And I respected that. Of course, I was a little saddened because I've always enjoyed their company. But instead of letting myself be bothered by it, I decided to do something different. And I figured my kitty lives in America and I live in Denmark, which is quite far apart. So why not do sort of an online thing? So I decided, why not stream New Year's? So I decided to hold New Year's here on the server. Back then it was an old spawn, and I had my place, and I set up for the what is it called? I set up for the stream and prepared some things, and ended up sitting in the what is called the voice chat of the server. And it actually worked out pretty well. Like, I had people popping in and talking with me, spending time together, and it actually turned out better than expected because I had people who were also alone at New Year's and was able to do some things together with them. So altogether very nice. And yes, I decided that this year I would do the same thing again. So by the time that you're watching this, if you didn't join, of course, then you will, well, it will be too late to go and watch it live, of course, but you will at least be able to either go watch the show afterwards, either on Twitch, or you can wait a little bit and I'll release it on YouTube here. In fact, the show from last year is also available here on YouTube. It's just it's like bad quality because back then I didn't actually have an 11:9 monitor or whatever it is. 16:9? Can't remember. Anyways, I didn't have the normal. I only had a 5:4 monitor. And because of that, the aspect ratio is sort of not really great for video. So I decided when I started doing videos here on YouTube that I would sort of hide it away a little bit but still keep it. So I actually put it inside a playlist where you can still find it. Also, it was before I really streamed, so I hadn't really figured out settings and stuff. So it's pretty low quality, but it's still something that means something to me, so I decided to keep it around and let it stay. See, like that, and like that. Okay. Then we need to go up on top, I think. But yeah, this year doing the same thing again, except rather than being at my my Flower Valley, which I was last year, this year I think I'm going to be doing it here. And my plan is to sort of hold the opening of the flower shop in connection with New Year's. So yeah, I think that would be nice. Put those there. Same over here. there. And then we have one that goes up. Let's just do it like this. And here. Then we need this, this and this. So we put these here. Oh, that was the wrong block. So yeah, I kind of want to like get this to not a finished state, but much closer to finished state. So that's basically why I wanted to do this today. And as you can see here, we are getting very close. The bridge is one of the last pieces of this puzzle, if you will, because that is the whole entryway. And other than that, I want to do a little bit of a sign out there so people will know what this is before they cross the bridge. And then I also want to make a little more work over here by the house, and we'll be doing that here in a short moment. But first we're going to finish the bridge. So to do that, we put those in, and this, and then we need these and the wooden trapdoors, because we need some lighting. These go in here. And here. Here. Place them careful because I don't have my my silk touch with me. So just put them there. And then we can put in these. Oops, that one was wrong. There we go. And over here. Get them on this side as well, see if we can. There we go. Ah. So easy to misclick with them, because you have to hit the upper half of the block to actually place them properly. So like that. Here. We can hop up here. And also you can't hold shift while you're actually closing them or it won't work, so a little bit annoying. Other than that, well, today one of my friends actually contacted me again. We haven't been talking for a while because we got sort of off on bad terms. He's having psychological problems and I have certain triggers, and all that led to a situation where I got angry, and it really wasn't his fault, but it's just like he accidentally hit one of my triggers, I got angry, and we just stopped talking for a long while. But today he contacted me again. Like, I didn't want to impose, but also I didn't really know who should be the sorry part, because in a way it was both of our fault. So who should really be the one to say sorry? And in the end we ended up both saying sorry, so that's probably the best. See here. And the last two. Whoops. So we can do it down here anyway. And now we actually have enough light here on the bridge that we can take down these torches. There's still a little bit of an issue here, which I have to figure out. But other than that, the rest of the bridge here is completely torch free. So that's very nice. And all that's really required now is that I go over here and put in the flowers. Which I will do at another time, because, well, there's no real reason for you to see that. But let's continue here, because there's still a couple of things I want to do around the house. And one of them is right over here. Well, two of them actually. And one of them, we need a bucket of water, because we're going to take this block here out. You see I prepared a little hole there, and that's because we're putting water in it. Then we can replace the stone. That's good to go. That's all we needed there. But we need some water for another thing in a moment, and that is because if you're unfamiliar with how hydration works in Minecraft, hydration works so that from any source of water at the same level, the ground will hydrate 4 blocks away, so the maximum distance it could hydrate is here. And hydration in Minecraft does it so that the tilled soil will not dry up, which is not necessarily like important, in that you can still like plant stuff in it and it'll work fine, but I wanted to have a little bit of a garden here. So we're putting these in, and the reason why I put the water there is because then we can't like see it under the edge there, because the tilled soil is slightly lower than everything else. And then I wanted potatoes, and I wanted some carrots, so that we have food in this place. So now that that is done, we need to fence in that area, because, well, it's a garden and those needs to be fenced. So I put in these torches here to mark out the area, and I think what I am going to do is I'm going to take first the stone here, and then sort of line the area with just regular cobble. Just to give it sort of a bottom underneath the what is called the fence. And then we could do something like we could do something with both fences. So we could do something like that. A fence gate there, a fence gate, then do these two, so that we get those kind of bendy shapes. Put this here. I might change that, but not entirely sure. Put those there. So we have those bendy shapes on the sides, kind of like that. See you. Or we might just take this out and do a longer one here. See that it doesn't go down properly, so I think instead we will do something. We'll do something along these lines, but probably do something to make this one like higher. Also this one over here, but I'll figure that out. Now though, we need to have some stone, not stone, wood, because we need to have something to walk on. There we go. Continue this path here. I might change this up for gravel or something later, but right now it's fine. And over here I've actually prepared something else, because with gardening and stuff, well, one thing you probably want to have around is water, and this here is ocean water, not good. We need something that is filtered. So what better way to figure that out than to build a well? And just because it takes a while to dig this sort of thing, I already sort of made part of it. So I made the bottom part of the well already. You can see down there that I actually found a hole. Basically I dug down and hit some, I think it was andesite, and that led into granite and diorite, and just started digging around until my inventory was full and I ran out of things to dig, but sort of kept the cave in here for now. And I'll either use it for something or I'll fill it up and close this off, but it's not really important at the moment what I'm going to do there. However, we need to put some water there so we can get out again. Get some water. And the idea here is that since this is seawater, well, as it passes through the sand and the dirt, it becomes like filtered by the ground, and thus this will be more drinkable water, so better for the crops. What we need to do is put some blocks there. We need some stone fence, and then we need these because we're going up there. Then we need to go here. Let's see if we can do this. Just put that there. Gonna take that down in a moment, but first do that. Sort of going with the same style for the roofing here. Put that in, and we're going up on top. Oh. Just using the same blocks here because there's not really a reason otherwise. Do that. However, need to take these out and put these in, and you'll notice that I am keeping that spot in there. Now I could put lighting in there, but that would look weird, so I'm not going to. I could also put a torch in there, which would be a little more subtle and bright light, but I'm not going to do that. So what I want to do there is once 1.9 rolls out, the block rendering for iron gates or fence or whatever they're called is changed, so that when you're just placing one block, you have the cross at the moment, but at 1.9 it's just a single tube. And up here we have stairs on all four sides, which means that there's nothing to connect to. So I could hang a rope from the top here and down to this point here, not down here but just here, and it'll make it look a lot more natural, so that we actually have a chain that is down there to connect a bucket to dip it in the water. So I think that that would look very nice. I think what we just need here, actually not this one because we have the stone on that side, but potentially doing like a little bit of wood there. But one last thing we needed to do is something where we actually need some other blocks here, because let's dump some of this in here, we don't need that anymore. However, we do need some oak wood. Let's just take that. Then we need some oak fence, we need some potsole, and we need some coarse dirt. And I want to see here, let's see let's go down here. And then right here, let's put one of these. And around that we will put a little bit of potsole. So We'll put some here, I think. Let's see, here. Here. And here. And then some coarse dirt we'll put here. Here. I think here. Put two next to each other. And then one here. And the reason for that is if we pull out the rest of these, change these, and then we go over here. Right here, I wanted to place something. So let's do that. Let's do this. Take that away. And do what's here potentially. So like that. I think rather than doing it like this, we'll do the larger one down here. Or maybe like that. Or that, like that. And then we just do this and this. So we have a little bit of a wood supply here. Some tree trunks that are lying around, and that then lets us know what that is, because that is a wood chopping block, so that we have something to stoke the fireplace, or rather the oven, because we don't have a fireplace in a wooden building. That would be crazy. And yes, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to do today. Oops, take this away as well. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to put in the flowers and put in the sign out there. And then I will be right back with you and show off the last bit. So be back in just a moment here. Bye bye. And back again, and I've made a little bit of a sign here. Not entirely sure that I am set on it. I might do a few changes to it, like one of them is, I'm not sure if this one should be there, for instance, because it technically don't really need to, but for now I'm leaving it as it is. Also, not certain on the lighting. The torches, nothing else in my build really has torches, so not certain that I'll keep that, but for now I have just left them there. This one can actually go away because we have the light there. And other than that, I have put in some flowers here along the bridge, just something to pretty it up, and sort of open up people to what they can expect when they get to the other side. So here we are, coming in, have the little well, the wood chopping block, the little garden, and then into the house. And that's everything. My house is now ready for visitors, and as is the flower shop. So with that, well, the only thing that's left is to set off for New Year's Eve, and well, if you'd like to see it, if you didn't already come and watch on New Year's, well, it'll be up here on YouTube very soon, so keep an eye out for that, and perhaps join next year. Anyways, for this time, I'm going to call off the episode here, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now. Bye!